welcome again to this Fast Track USA webinar. We're so happy to have you here to present Fast Track USA. Fast Track USA is a collaboration between Hosco, ITN, and Odyssey. And today we're here to present all the opportunities you have in the United States. So now let's start talking a little about what is Fast Track. Fast Track USA is your ideal partner for accessing exclusive internship and training opportunities in premier hospitality destinations across the United States. And it has been made collaboratively between Hosco, ITN, and Odyssey, as we mentioned, who gather decades of experience in this field and who definitely have all the know-how that you need to ease up your application throughout the whole process. See from this video, Fast Track offers a lot of smiles and a lot of learning. The hospitality industry has a lot to offer, and today we're happy to present you all the opportunities that we have across the United States. Moving on with the program, let's talk about the different opportunities you have. So currently we're offering J1 internship and traineeships opportunities. And the J1 Exchange Visitor Program allows you the opportunity to engage broadly with Americans, share their culture, strengthen your English level, and also learn new skills. This is something that is really nice whenever you get to go out of your home country, that you get to experience a lot of learning firsthand with different cultures from different parts of the world. And one thing that is very important is that this program is overseen by the U.S. Department of State, and you have 32 hours per week minimum guaranteed in any program you choose. These also has the added value of having opportunities that are paid and rotational. With rotational, we mean that you have the chance to go through different roles within the same department, giving you the chance to have a holistic understanding of how everything is in that specific department. One thing that is important before you move on in the process is to determine if you're eligible for these types of programs. And essentially, anyone is eligible if you match either of these criteria. You could either be a student who is already going to graduate, close to graduation, or be in the middle of your program, as long as your school allows you to have these type of exchange programs. You can also be graduated within 12 months from a specific school. And if anything, if you've already been graduated, you need to have at least 1 year of experience. If it's the case that you have worked within the hospitality industry, but you did not study that specific field, as long as you have at least 5 years of experience, you're eligible for these programs. So if you match with any of these 4 profiles, you're eligible and you can move on with your application. Right now, let's talk about the departments that are available. These may be known for you already being part of the hospitality industry, but I'm also sure that they're going to be really exciting for anyone who's into this field. So the first one would be culinary arts. Also, we have food and beverage and rooms division. Across these departments, as we mentioned, knowing that you will have the chance to have a rotational format, you'll have a really nice experience going from one role to another within that department. And that is something that is going to give you a lot of value when it comes to learning from these fields, also getting experience in a very full way. So definitely make the right choice based on your preference, because this will guarantee that you level up your current level. And now let's talk about the destinations that are available for you. Some of these may already be known, but of course, we have California, Colorado, Florida, Utah, Texas, and more, and many more. One thing that is important for you to consider is, even though that you may have already made up your mind with a specific state, be open to different ones, because sometimes we offer great opportunities in states that you may never thought of, but that are definitely worth considering. So this is a piece of advice for you to be open whenever you're applying. And of course, because you will have the support of ITN and Odyssey, they will give you any information you require in the midst of your application, if it's regarding one specific stage or one specific place if needed. And right now, let's talk about the host companies and their school partners we have. So the partners that we work with go from Fairmont, Marriott, Accor Hotels, Hilton, and so on. We know that these names may already be known for you, but the great thing about this Fast Track USA opportunity is that you have the chance to work with one of these brands. So when you get the chance to learn from the best, you will definitely have a really great experience for you to grow as a professional. As well, we have our school partners who share our same vision and who definitely add a lot of value in terms of these type of opportunities. When it comes to the placements that we have available, here you have the way we have them across our Hosco platform. This is an example of one F&B internship in California within the Four Seasons brand, or we have others that are a bit more generic when it comes to, for example, F&B manager in training J1 program in Philadelphia, and so on. And the way for you to access these opportunities is through the Hosco platform, which is HOSCO.com. And also you can apply through our Fast Track USA website. Further, we're going to be providing you the specific way for you to apply. So stay there in order for us to be able to share that information with you. And now let's talk about the benefits, because you already know which departments are available, which states you can consider. And now let's talk about what's in it for you. When you apply for these type of programs, we assure you diversity and cultural awareness. We also guarantee that you will have available a network of professionals that in the future can be your future employees or partners. So this is something that really allows you to build your personal image within the hospitality industry. As well, you will gain leadership skills through practical experience. You will learn a lot from the US hospitality, which definitely sets a bar compared to the other ones worldwide. And something that we can't miss to mention is the fact that you will have the earn while you learn format. This is because, as we mentioned in the beginning, the opportunities in the United States are paid. And if it's not clear enough, very well paid. These programs give you the chance to have a monthly salary that goes from 2.5 to 4K US dollars. And this salary is paid on a bi-weekly basis. which means that you will have money every 2 weeks. This is something really important when it comes to also the plan you choose when it comes to paying for the program that we will explain a bit further. But stay here because now it's important that you understand a little better how everything will go in terms of your application. And before we move forward, something that we would like to do is to also encourage you to start applying. And by that, we have here a QR code which is available for you to scan. And this leads you directly to our Fast Track website in which you can apply and make sure to select correctly your current level, which would be either if you're a student, if you've already graduated, or if you have more than 5 years of experience, and your desired department. This is very important for us to also provide you a better experience when it comes to applying. And as well, we have available our website, which is fast-track.osco.com/USA. And in case you need it, we have our email available, which is fast-track@osco.com. One thing that we would like to say is that we also have here a Q&A section that is going to be answered live. So knowing that here on Zoom you have the chance to pop up some questions, feel free to do so because we will be answering some of them live. And if anything, we will also be responding through the chat some of them. So moving on now with the further information about the program, let's talk about the program fees right now. Okay, so one thing that we have here is that the first payment that has to be done is the registration fee, which is a total of $175. Apart from that, you will have to cover a service fee that is $240. And regarding the cost of the program, we have two options for you. You can either pay it fully for a total of $3,995, or you can choose the installment plan. The installment plans allows you to pay in different parts. This means that you will have a first payment of $2,395, and then on a bi-weekly basis, you're able to pay $120 for you to cover up the program. Knowing that you have a salary that is paid bi-weekly, this is going to be very easy for you to cover up. Right now, one thing that is also important to mention is the fact that, as we said, all these trainings are paid, and if you make up the math, you will notice that the return of investment is guaranteed. So this is definitely something that if it's a concern for you, we have a really good answer saying that you will have even benefits out of this program if you get to join. Okay. So moving on. Now moving on with the step-by-step process, we are able to present to you how this journey will go. So the first step will be to complete your application form. And for that, we have here on the top left right corner the QR, which allows you to go to the website in order for you to submit your application. This application is done through the Fast Track USA website, or also you can do it through our offers available on Hosco. After you've submitted your application, you're able to take the eligibility test. The eligibility test will just make sure that you're a right fit for this program based on your experience, your education level, your all the things you have to offer in terms of as a professional in these programs. And once you've been considered eligible through the ITN system, you are able to attend an orientation session that gives you a holistic understanding of how this program will go starting there. And what happens here? You will attend this orientation session and you will have the chance to understand how everything will go throughout the whole process. And following that, you will have then a one-on-one interview with ITN. And this is called a pre-screening interview. Essentially, what happens here? Here we have the chance to understand your expectations from the program and see how we meet those. So it's very important that you attend this specific interview so that you can move on in the process, knowing specifically what's available for you. And that way we provide you a much better experience throughout the whole program. Once you've done with that pre-screening interview, you're able to complete the registration package. This registration package essentially brings up all the legal implications in terms of applying to these programs. And once you've agreed with those, you're able to then pay the registration fee that we mentioned earlier, which is a total of $175 US. Once that pay is done, you can move on with the interview with host companies. These companies are the ones that are going to be your key that opens the door to the United States once they offer you a job offer. So here you will have the chance to, depending on your profile and the availability of the company, meet up with them and you get to choose the one that is of your preference. And finally, you're able to start then with your J1 visa process. And we understand that this could be the moment where you can have more questions, knowing that this is a process that requires also other steps. But the great thing about it is that you're going to have ITN support in order for you to know specifically what goes after that. And just as the final step for you to be able to go from your home country to the United States, then it's time to book your plane tickets and move abroad. We've mentioned about the program support throughout this webinar, but it's something that we also want to highlight for you to understand better how this support goes. And essentially, the ITN representative will be assisting you throughout your whole process from the beginning of the application and until you arrive in the United States. For every single step, we understand you may have questions and they are there to help. So also throughout the program, you will have our monthly check-in with Odyssey International Exchange. And also as an added value, you have a 24/7 emergency line for you to have contact with someone from Odyssey's team that will help you with any doubt you have, any question. So this means that you will have support all the time. So this definitely eases up your adaptation in a different country. So we're really happy to offer you with those benefits. As well, knowing that you will be applying through a very specific and wide industry, you will be entitled of having invitations for different events across the United States just because you're part of the Fast Track USA program partnered with ITN and Odyssey. And on behalf of Fast Track, one of the main goals we have is to get you inspired. And for that, we've crafted several articles that help you to understand better how the US hospitality industry works, which things you should know before you get there, while you're there, after you're there. So, in case you are curious and you would like to find out more, you can access them through our Fast Track website, or also you can access them through our Hosco advice page. One thing that we know that can be intriguing for you is how does this experience look in real life? And here we have some pictures of actual J1 participants. And as you can see, there are many smiles, a lot of learning, colors, and something that in the future, it can be you. We know that there may be places that you already recognize, but there are some that maybe are still yet to be discovered. So make sure to, in case you're interested, move on with your application so you can be the next one in this slide in the future. And we, of course, have mentioned them before, but let's talk a little about ITN. ITN stands for International Trainee Network and is the largest provider of J1 hospitality internships and traineeships programs in the United States. And with Odyssey International Exchange, which is their sister company, they are a designated J1 visa sponsor by the US Department of State. So just by that, you can understand why we chose ITN and Odyssey as our partner, but let's go a little bit deeper on this specific question. Apart from being the largest agency, they are the preferred agency for major brands within the hospitality industry. They also provide opportunities for you, the participants, across luxury hotels and resorts, and they gather a network of thousands of J1 participants. As well, for you, what we have that is going to be for sure implied in this opportunity: career growth, your bi-weekly salary, medical insurance, travel opportunities, and something very important, no hidden fees. And to wrap up a little bit about ITN and Odyssey too, so far they have granted over 50,000 visas. They gather more than 20 years of expertise. They are partnering with over 200 companies, and they offer over 40 destinations across the United States. So far, this is a conclusion that this is the right place for you to move on with your US application. And now we are very happy to have with us Andrei Kasaku, who is the Global Experience Manager at International Trainee Network and Odyssey International Exchange. He will be covering up some frequently asked questions that previous participants have had in the past, and also he's going to be prepared for the questions you have through the chat box. So meanwhile, Andre is answering these questions. Also, don't forget to pop up any questions you may have through the chat box. Right now, Andre, I'm going to give you the lead.
Thank you so much for inviting me again for the webinar. It's exciting to be here again and to answer all the questions, the frequently asked questions, and any questions that the attendees today might have. So let's get straight into the frequently asked questions and see what other participants had to ask in the past. Is the accommodation provided? So is the housing provided with hospitality, internships and trainee programs in the United States? You will notice after signing up, after registering for a program with us, you will notice that we have so many opportunities in the field. It could be in multiple states, it could be with different types of salaries and benefits. And some of them do provide accommodation, they do provide housing, while others do not. In the cases where housing is not provided, we are going to provide you with the contact details of our agency partner in the United States that can help you with housing. But if the agency partner in the United States is not able to assist you for any specific reason, you will have to secure housing on your own. However, if housing is a concern for you, you can choose to interview only with the hotels that provide housing. When housing is provided by the hotel, you are going to pay rent, but the rent is going to be cheaper than whatever you would find in that specific destination. Will I have access to healthcare and banking during my time in the United States? Absolutely. So after arrival in the United States, you will apply for a social security number, which is kind of like your ID in the United States. And with the social security number, you will be able to open a bank account in the United States so that you can receive your salary. And in the same time, you are going to receive medical insurance as part of the program fees in the program. And with the medical insurance, if you have any emergency, if you get sick, if you have a flu, if something happens, you can go and seek help at any of the emergency rooms that are partnering up with us for in the United States. So you will have access to healthcare, and you will have access to banking during your program in the United States. Are you going to assist me throughout the process? Absolutely. So our team and I are going to assist you from the beginning of the application until you finish your program in the United States. You are not going to deal with any third-party company. You are not going to deal with anyone else. We are going to assist you since the moment you apply until you are going to finalize your program in the United States and get back home safe. What happens if I don't get selected by a hotel, by a host company? For example, you have an interview with a hotel, and unfortunately, you are not getting selected by that specific hotel, which happens very often like any other job market. If that's the case and you do not get selected, do not worry. Try to stay motivated, apply for the next one. We're going to organize your next interview, make sure that you are prepared for it. Interview with that hotel, and if it happens again that you're not going to select it, we're going to repeat the process until you'll get selected by one of the hotels. Do not worry, you are the one choosing the preferences, your preferred hotels. So you are the one choosing the properties you interview with, and we are going to organize the interviews with those specific properties and make sure that you are prepared and organize the interviews until you will get selected. Is there any financial assistance to cover the cost of the program? So we are having two payment methods, one of them being paying in full and the other one paying with a payment plan, which was mentioned today by our colleagues at Hosco. So you can choose the payment plan. It's a very good payment plan that you can access. You are going to pay a deposit after being selected by the hotel. And after arrival in the United States, you are going to pay from your salary. A lot of our J1 participants each year go in the United States by using that payment plan. And from what we see is that they manage to cover their fees back in about 3 months, 4 months after arrival in the United States, and then save money for the rest of the program to experience American culture, travel, or any other purposes they might have. What if I experience a family emergency and must return home for a period of time? If you have an emergency and you need to go back home for a period of time, do not worry, you can definitely exit the United States and re-enter back. You will just need to contact us. We are going to approve your papers in order to be able to exit and re-enter the country. And you are not going to experience any issue. You will be able to return back home and come back in the country. And let's see some of the questions that people left in the chat for us today.
Thank you so much, Andre. And right now we're going to go for the Q&A section that is going to be answered live. So thank you everyone who popped up their questions. And let's start with the first one. So here we have, I have a professional degree in kitchen, pastry, and F&B service with 4 months, 2 in kitchen and 2 in F&B service. So may I be eligible?
Okay. So it depends on you, on the degree that you are having. If your degree is at the level of an associate's degree or higher, higher meaning a bachelor's degree, meaning a master's degree or postgraduate diploma, you know, any kind of higher degree compared to an associate's degree, then we can definitely take the degree into consideration and your work experience. If the degree is not at the level of an associate's degree, we'll have to check your experience to see if you have enough work experience to meet the eligibility criteria. In any case scenario, I recommend that you apply on the Fast Track website, and we are going to check your documents in detail to make sure that you are eligible for the program.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Andre. Let's go to the next one, which is, hi, is IELTS required for this?
Okay, so you don't need any kind of English test to apply for a J1 intern or trainee program. It was a mandatory test in the past that we're providing to all our candidates for free to complete it online. However, that's not required anymore, and you will not have to complete any mandatory English test. We are just going to review your English level skills during that one-on-one call, and you will not have to submit any kind of test for that.
Very useful information, knowing that the process may change throughout time. So thank you so much for answering that. And so far, we can say that we've covered the main questions. We also had the chance to address some of them directly through the chat. So thank you so much for everyone who came up with their doubts. And again, thank you, Andre, for your time answering all these questions that we've had today.
Thank you for having me today, and good luck to everyone, and thank you everyone for attending to the presentation.
Thank you so much. Now we have a thing that is very special for you who are still interested, and is a special guest who's also called Andre, but in this case, Andre Krishwathan. Andre has been a J1 participant for 3 times already. And now we're going to present you his testimonial because it's definitely worth viewing.
Hello everybody, my name is Krishwathan Andre. I am 22 years old and I graduated American Hotel Academy in my hometown, Brașov, Romania. Right now I'm talking from my 3rd internship that I'm doing in Miami, Florida, in United States. So finally, after 22 years of dreaming about the American dream, I have the chance to actually live it. And trust me, I am living the American dream every day. I came here 6 months ago with the J1 visa to finally have my cultural exchange experience. Since then, I started my training on front desk to Sole Miami Hotel. And today, I am more than happy to share my experience with you. So let's get started. I have my questions here. Let's get into it. What aspect of American hospitality do you find most intriguing or different from hospitality in your home country? Well, the answer of this question will be the management. The management in US, or at least at Sole Miami Hotel, is different than the one that I experienced in my other work countries. I also work in Ireland and Greece and Romania, but here I can tell that the management is an actual example of leadership. The management here is focused to create a nice working environment. They are telling us when we are doing something good, but also they are patient and they are telling us in a nice way when we are doing some mistakes in order for us to correct them as a team. They are giving us prizes based on our performances, and also they are taking their time to create events every month in order for us as employees to connect and socialize, to get to know each other better so we can work together better as a team. Have you had the opportunity to participate in any cultural exchange activities outside of your training environment? If so, what were they and how did they impact your experience? Well, yes. Since I came here, I wanted to experience them all. I experienced my first Halloween in US, and of course, I had my costume as a vampire because I'm coming from Transylvania. I could experience for my first time how Halloween is celebrated here in US, and it was an amazing experience. Of course, I have my vlog on YouTube if you want to watch it. But what I can tell you, it was really a dream came true. And also I went 24 hours in New York, 24 hours in Los Angeles, California, and just 1 week ago, 24 hours in Dallas, Texas. Arriving in New York was one of the best experiences because it was always my dream to go there. And being in Times Square and seeing New York from the top of the building, The Edge, was another dream came true. Also, I've been to Los Angeles, California, when I had the chance to walk on the Walk of Fame, to see the Hollywood sign, and also to be part of America's Got Talent, which was also another big experience for me. 1 week ago, as I told you, I've been to Dallas, Texas to watch the wonderful solar eclipse. And again, it was a dream came true. So yes, even if I'm training here and I'm learning about hospitality, I also have the perfect time and opportunities to learn about American culture and to travel around and to experience my American dream.
Right now, it's time to finish our webinar, and now we want to thank you attendees for being here and also for having the interest in these type of opportunities, which will definitely be able to change your life. Right now, we're gonna also show again all the ways you have to apply, which would be through scanning this QR code, which allows you to go through the application. I'm going to quickly move this so you're able to scan it. And also you have the way to apply through our Fast Track website, which is fast-track.hosco.com/USA. And also you can drop us an email through fast-track@hosco.com. Again, thank you, Andre. Thank you, attendees, and see you in the United States. Bye-bye.